I want you to meet someone. She loves fish, and her name's Amelia. Amelia is 37 years old, which is a little longer than some of her counterparts live out in the wild. If age is truly just a number,
we'll start with radiographs.
Yeah.
Then a routine checkup could be considered fairly mundane.
Our medical records start at the beginning of their life.
But you don't need X-ray vision to see there is nothing routine about the patients Dr. Charles Innes is treating.
I'll put him in my lap because I feel like he'll do pretty well.
We're going to start at his head and work our way down.
Dr. Innes is a veterinarian at the New England Aquarium in Boston.
All right, and then we're going to listen to his heart and his lungs.
Getting his patient roast beef to sit still is a lot like getting a child to cooperate at a pediatrician's office.
You're feeling their muscle mass, especially along their chest.
Only this African penguin is 24 years old.
The older ones, we're looking for things like cataracts in their eyes.
Roast beef is living much longer than his counterparts in the wild.
He looks great.
As you'll start to see, that is becoming a common theme here. Roast beef's friend, Beach Donkey, was recently given custom shoes after being diagnosed with podermatitis, or bumblefoot. The 24-year-old now roams the halls here freely with little pain.
Wanna wave hi? Good.
And Patty Leonard set me up on a date with Amelia. Oh, thank you. I kissed a seal. A 37-year-old harbor seal who still undergoes regular dental checkups.
Open? Good.
Much like humans, researchers at the aquarium are seeing the impacts good healthcare can have on life expectancy.
She's super healthy and acting totally young and energetic.
Many of these geriatric sea creatures have medical records dating back to the day they were born. Not only does that help caretakers here,
Good.
but it also helps researchers out in the wild.
Girl.
Oftentimes giving them baseline blood levels or health stats to work with. What happens in here helps out there how?
Well, I would say first and foremost, we're drawing awareness for the public.
Michael O'Neill oversees the aquarium's 200,000-gallon giant ocean tank, home to fish born last week.
We are doing our breakfast feeding right now.
And sea turtles like Myrtle, born about 70 years ago.
One of Myrtle's go-to napping spots is directly beneath this platform.
Over the years, they've learned, much like humans, Myrtle's habits change and evolve.
We opened in 1969, so if you've been here since we opened, you've probably seen this turtle.
She recently gave up Brussels sprouts for romaine lettuce.
So we want to make sure as an animal gets older, they are still being able to perceive their environments, they're still getting mental stimulus, they're doing all the things, and they're exhibiting all the characteristics they would out in the wild.
Because of how long Myrtle is living.
Hope they're going to do what they need to do and survive.
She's helping give critical data to scientists rehabilitating sea turtles in the outside world.
We play a really important role in showcasing the diversity of what the ocean has to offer.
Much like humans, elder care with animals is an evolving process.
Good.
And sadly, sometimes means end-of-life care. Does it make it harder when you lose them sometimes?
Absolutely, yeah. I would say there's some, qualities of human emotion that you just can't get away from.
We prep like 9.5 pounds.
But as our climate changes, food sources become scarcer, and the wild becomes less wild.
Due to climate change and overfishing, it's just coupling together to cause a huge problem for them.
The work in here to save animals out there becomes more critical.
I think it shows that the wild places in our world aren't the most optimal places at times because of human-related impacts.
Seeing these animals enter advanced ages is uncharted territory for researchers.
We're learning that if the conditions are optimal, if they have everything that they need, they can make it to these ages.
But at the end of the day, their hope is to continue to learn from these elderly animals, who, much like the visitors here, are young at heart. Chris Conte, Scripps News, Boston.